What's going on, guys? Archie1, I'm back with another episode here. This is going to be episode, I think this is going to be episode 3 of the actual series itself. The last 4 videos were all about classes. Those were like episode 2, part 2, episodes 1, 3, 4, whatever. So this is the carrying on here. We're going to talk about the vehicles today, the different types of helicopters, jets, tanks, jeeps, stuff like that. We're not going into a lot of detail. I do not recommend, if you're a beginner to Call of Duty, I do not recommend flying the helicopters or the jets and things like that unless you're on the test range. These are extremely difficult to get used to. I am really bad at these vehicles. Honestly, I'm not the best in the world. So I will fly over here to one of these little LAVs and crash or whatever. So we'll talk about the LAVs now. I just get into what the hell? Oh, it's an enemy one. I am an idiot. Is that an enemy one too? Really? God damn it! All right, so this is failing. I'll probably end up cutting this out and coming back into an actual video where I can drive tanks because they're all behind me and I don't want to respawn. So, or maybe I ought to because I'm going to be running forever here. Let's just do this. Yeah, don't pay attention to me. All right, I'm an idiot. Let's go. They're all on A. Alright, let's talk about the tanks. So the tanks are what people like to drive the most. Honestly, I enjoy driving the tanks. People like driving the tanks. If you hit R3, you can zoom out. And hit R3 again, you come in. You hit L2 and zoom straight in. You fire your tank. Now, the reload times are a little slow on the tanks. But, don't let that bother you. They move pretty quick. They're not super fast by any means, but they do move pretty quick. Different types of armor that you can unlock for them as you play it over time. You can unlock them, but you won't have it right away. Just reactive armor. So if somebody's shooting at you, you'll take some damage, and then it basically allow you to get away or get on the road to getting away, one way or the other. You can switch to your machine gun for anti-infantry. So you can switch back to your cannon, take out a tree. So that's the tanks. And the MRAPs are basically the same type of vehicle, without tracks. Honestly, I'm just kind of stuttering all over myself right now. But so here you have an anti-air gun or LAV kind of deal. You get a 20mm cannon. This is good for anti-air. You can take things down pretty quick with these things. It's piss a lot of pilots off, but it does pretty good damage against infantry also, or other vehicles and whatnot. You can select different options too. Like here, I got the Stinger. Take targets out with the Stinger. You can also attach tow missiles and stuff. I guess I could show you guys how to do that. Switch attachments on your vehicles. So we'll go do that real quick here. Let's see. Is it in this? I can't remember. Oh yeah, vehicles. Okay, so R2. Alright, so your tanks, for example, here we have the main battle tank. You can also switch to your infantry fighting vehicles, which is what I basically just had here. Your mobile anti-air and your attack boats. So all this stuff you can change in the settings right before you jump into a game or mid-game, however you want to do it. You can change up your shells. Different shells have different characteristics. You change up your secondary weapon. Here I have the HMG. I can change it to a guided shell or a coaxial LMG or canister shell, which is good against enemy ground troops, but you got to be fairly close. Staff shells are pretty good. Your armors, I have active protection on. Like I said, it just basically works long enough for you to get out of the danger zone and get on the road again. You have fire extinguisher, which will kind of heal you up a little bit. You can pop a smoke screen, make it hard for enemies to target you, or IR smoke, which is even better if they're laser targeting you. Optics, I keep it on zoomed optics, but you can use night optics. Basically everything goes black and white if I'm not mistaken. Thermal, one of these is black and white, one of these is I think it's color, like green and red and whatnot, but I usually just keep it on zoom. I have it on auto loader. I could put it on reactive armor, probably ought to, but I have auto loader because it'll load a lot faster. You can do thermo camo. Maintenance. These are just little things you can play around with. From the gunner seat, if you're a passenger, If you're not the actual driver of the tank, these are what you would use for, your gunner optics. You can change your gunner optic for different things depending on what you want. So, like I said, it's all stuff to just play around with. Your boats are they're basically tanks on water, in all honesty. So you change up the different shells that you use and whatnot. I don't really recommend playing too much vehicles in game until you've gotten used to it on the test range. To be honest with you, I didn't really know how to go into the vehicle or talk too much about the vehicles because, to be honest with you, vehicles are not really something for a beginner to be driving right now. This is something you want to get used to on the test range, to get used to the movements and how they feel, how they react to this, the way you move the sticks and stuff, especially with the helicopters. It's just something that beginners probably should just worry about getting used to playing the game the way a normal person would play it. But let me know what you guys think. And like I said, the jets are all basically the same. Let's see where am I? I'm about 6 minutes in. Let's just jump into a jet real quick so you can kind of see how the jets work here. I'm just going to an A10. So you got your jet here. You can zoom out. This is the way it reacts. L1 is you're firing. You can switch the weapons and drop bombs. So, oh shit. Alright. Like I said, I'm not a pilot in Battlefield. Never was. Probably never will be. I'm more of a ground pounder. It's what I like to do. So, but this is something different to kind of get used to if you're interested in playing it. It is kind of fun from time to time, but I always usually just do it on the combat, the test range for the most part, just till I get used to how everything works and whatnot. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and hit that like button if you liked it. Other than that, Cirque Chief 1, I am out.